Sometimes you gotta be the burden of bad news, but today I'm gonna be the burden of some good news. In today's TWID, Bungie went ahead and elaborated a little bit more on the exotic rotator mission node that we're going to be getting next season. They've been talking about this for a minute now. And as we know, we are only getting 3 of the exotic missions. Some would argue that they're not even the banger ones. There's no like 0 Hour or Whisper mission. We're getting Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield. It is what it is. However, there's some good stuff in here, especially if you are a newer player or you missed out on some of the good weapons from last year. So let me elaborate. Now, some of the first bullet points that they talk about when mentioning the exotic mission rotator is this one right here. A new and consistent source of legacy seasonal rewards. Legacy seasonal rewards. Hold on to that bit. Exotic weapons entering the playlist will become craftable. Each mission features a normal and a legendary difficulty. Each mission features a pool of legacy seasonal rewards, armor, and craftable weapons. Important. Preferably that have thematic overlap with their associated mission. Each mission features the same reward behavior. Mission dialogue and narrative move forward after each activity completion and reset after all dialogue sets have been played. Legacy triumphs cannot be progressed. Okay, let's look at some of the loot for some of these 3 missions. Starting off with Presage, and I'm telling y'all, this is the one that y'all are going to be in the most. Either newer players or people that missed out on the goods from last year. Obviously, Presage has Dead Man's Tale, which is now craftable with the new trait pool. There's going to be armor and weapons from Season of the Chosen. And here are your seasonal weapons. This is very, very important. Bump in the Night. I'm only going to mention the important ones, right? So that's why I mentioned Bump in the Night and not the freaking butter knife. Bump in the Night. Y'all know my OG Stasis rocket launcher. Oh, I love that boy. I love that bad boy rocket launcher. Although it is outclassed by Cold Comfort these days. Still good, though, if you want to craft it. Without Remorse, sleeper good pellet shotgun, solar style. And then we have our big one, our juicy one, the one that's in the thumbnail, Hollow Denial. The only lead from gold trace rifle in the game. I know a lot of people missed out on crafting this gun and are definitely wishing they had its pattern. During season 20, when we had volatile flow, this thing was being used all over the place. It's still amazing. And with how double special just makes everything in the game fold over, having an S tier trace rifle is very nice for swapping special weapons when you got to do a mechanic or if you're not in a damage phase. So I know damn well that some people are going to be over the moon. You're going to be a Luffy posing in that bit. Feel like the sun god is shining upon you, bro, because all the Nile's returning if you never got that bad boy's pattern. Also, right under this, we got the opulent weapons. You know what was the most sought after opulent weapon that everybody want to get the pattern for and people regret not having to this day? The Callus Mini Tool. It's returning next season too, bro. So if you missed out on a Hollow Denial pattern and a Callus Mini Tool pattern, my guy, you're going to be in Presage a good bit next season. That's your meat and potatoes right there. Comment down below right now if you do not have either of those 2 patterns, the Hollow Denial or the Callus Mini Tool. I'm assuming a lot of people like hearing about these guns returning. All right, now let's look at that Vox Obscura set, what we got going for there. Obviously, Vox Obscura is the exotic mission that dropped the Dead Messenger, aka the exotic wayframe that shoots 3 waves at once. Pretty cool. It is also now going to be craftable with an additional trait. Imagine if this bad boy gets like chain reaction, incandescent, or destabilizing rounds. That'd be pretty cool. Armor and weapons from Season of the Risen. I think out of this set of weapons, I think most people would be looking at the explosive personality, at least at the moment, because at the moment of me making this video, that is the only solar wayframe we have in the game. It's also going to be dropping the Tusk Allegiance set. You must have ownership of the Witch Queen or Season of the Risen. And then for Presage, I didn't mention this, but you need to have ownership of Beyond Light or Season of the Chosen. Now we look at Operation Seraph Shield. I mean, look, Revision 0, that's obviously the pulse rifle with 4 catalysts. The seasonal weapons, believe it or not, are from Season of the Seraph, Season 19. So if you missed out on the Path of Least Resistance, which is the Shoot to Loot Volt Shot Trace Rifle, I would highly recommend getting that bad boy. And another sleeper really good gun from that season was Retrofit Escapade, a Void LMG, highest RPM with target lock, and 4th 9th charm. And of course the Ikelos weapons as well if you never got your Volt Shot SMG. Requires ownership of the Witch Queen or Season of the Seraph. I guarantee you, out of all of these weapons that are making a return, most people are looking at that Hollow Denial. And then to round it out, they're talking about some of the rewards. First completion of the mission on normal or legendary difficulty will award the exotic deep sight. Associated with the mission extracting or dismantling this deep sight weapon will grant the pattern. Each completion of the normal legendary version of the exotic mission will award an intrinsic upgrade that can be used when crafting the exotic weapon. Each completion of the legendary version of the exotic mission will award a catalyst upgrade for the crafted exotic weapon. That's kind of cool. For some armor and weapon rewards, the normal legendary versions of the missions have separate favorite weekly reward lockouts, the weekly mission rewards, 1 guaranteed deep sight weapon that has not had its pattern unlocked, and 1 armor piece that has not already been obtained based on your current class. If you have all the patterns in armor, then you'll get a random world drop. On every completion, you will receive an additional weapon from the mission's weapon pool. However, this weapon will have no knockout or guaranteed deep sight behavior. It can roll a deep sight, but this is a random percentage chance. There's also a weekly challenge that is the same armor and weapon pool as the exotic mission, which is in rotation. The challenge rewards will be output at pinnacle power and will prioritize the rewards in the following order. 1 guaranteed deep sight weapon that has not had its pattern unlocked. If weapon patterns have all been collected, the challenge will reward 1 piece of armor that has not been obtained based on your current class. Then if you have everything, the challenge will output a random weapon or armor. Additionally, the exotic mission gives bonus progress from the Xenology quest from Zer, 4 points for the normal and 7 points for the legendary version. And that is the main gist of this week's TWID. There's a few other stuff, but I only wanted to talk about this. Primarily the fact that both Hollow Denial and the Callus Mini Tool are coming back for you to obtain. Get their patterns, craft them in all their glory. Me personally, I thought it would be kind of cool if they added maybe at least 1 new weapon into the weapon pool, like just brand spanking new weapon to each of the weapon pools for each of the missions they're bringing back. So that'd be a total of 3. But hey, if you need some of these older weapons, this is going to be a great opportunity for you. Let me know if you're going to be living in the Presage mission for the Hollow Denial and Callus Mini Tool pattern. Thank you so much for watching the video. Consider subscribing. Y'all be safe, and we'll see you in the next one.